Today we're talking about tips for women entrepreneurs. Well, you see a lot in the headlines today about women rising to the top of their field or their industry. And the truth is, women entrepreneurs have been around for a very long time. Many of them have even been trailblazers in most cases. These tips are for women who are ready to make the leap to be an entrepreneur, or maybe even curious or preparing to leap. They may even be seeking insights to grow if they already are an entrepreneur, or are finding ways to give back as an entrepreneur. And then some may be creating a new career move. Well, some of the questions I get when I'm mentoring women entrepreneurs are, number one, can I do this? I think what they're really asking is, how do I do this? Number two, some want to know, when do I know when to lean in or lean back? Number three, when to be aggressive. Number four, how do I rely on my gut? And number five, how do I know when to take the leap? Well, I've been an entrepreneur for a long time, and I always say I've had some grand successes and some epic failures. So I believe I have some lessons learned and tips to share. So what I've compiled today come from my own journey, and I've also reached out to some amazing women entrepreneurs that I know personally, and also some of the men who are advocates for women entrepreneurs. So number one, to answer the question, yes, you can. You can do this. So the tip is, clarify your vision. Know what you're really building or what you're going for. You've got to be able to create a team, enlist support to help you, and take action. I have a mentor who says version 1 is better than version none, meaning it doesn't have to be perfect to start. Number two, fine-tune your value add. Well, how do I do that? Well, focus on your target audience, understand their needs, and then begin anticipating their future needs by collaborating with them and constantly getting their input. Number three, recognize your advocates, because sometimes we have advocates who are really rallying for us, and they build relationships on our behalf and really help us to make it as entrepreneurs. So what I mean by recognize them is really know who they are and work with them. They're really happy to help you know and know what your strengths are, know what your weaknesses are, and how to develop yourself. Number four, find mentors. Find people who have been there and done that for what you're trying to do. Also, number five, engage in conversations about possibilities. Number one, that gets you excited. It also gets other people excited about what you're trying to do. And you never know who may know who and put you in touch with somebody that can help. Also, number six, be persistent and don't give up. There's a saying that says there are 10,000 hours that it takes to become an expert in something. And then after studying so many people who are very successful in business, who I watch and follow, some say it can take as much as 10 years or more to really make something happen. So what I see oftentimes, and I've even experienced myself, is wanting to quit before you finally get there. So it takes time. So be willing to be persistent and keep going. Number seven, trust your intuition. There's one thing about women, they say, is we have a good intuition. So listen deeply within what you sense and what you know and feel to be true, and also observe things going on outside yourself. Sometimes if we observe what's going on the outside, we can see and trust our gut and intuition about which way to go. Number eight, practice self-care. I think most people, whether it's men or women, need to practice self-care, but sometimes women, we don't give ourselves time to do that, like sleep, exercise, and eat nutritious food, and reach out for resources. So some people say, well, what's a resource? Well, that could be anything to, like sometimes I may go for massages, or sometimes I just need to be my own alone time so I can journal or just think things through or do my own planning. And when we begin doing these things, we can inspire other women that we know who are entrepreneurs to do the same. Number 9, join and Join a community, and if one doesn't exist, build one. Surround yourself with people or women who motivate and inspire one another. Number 10, let your light shine. Sometimes women can be reluctant to be seen for what they're doing. Well, when you're doing something on purpose and in your mission, you want to reach and touch and be in service to as many people as you can. So with that, let your light shine and let people know what you're up to. Number 11, dream big and avoid the naysayers. And I would submit to add the sabotagers. There's some people who just aren't going to get what you're trying to do. Maybe they're afraid, or maybe they want to do it too. And then there are always people who are going to sit there and tell you why not to do it, or even sabotage your efforts. So just avoid those. Number 12, I love this phrase. This amazing woman entrepreneur that I know said this, and I love it. Be classy, sassy, and a little bad too. So, number 13, ask for help. Recognize when there's some things that maybe you don't know how to do. Sometimes people are reluctant to ask for help. They think they have to do it all themselves, and that's where we can really fail. So think about what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, and ask for help on how to do things. There are people who have already been there, done that, who are really happy to help. Number 14, lead with passion. If you don't have passion about what you're doing, you're probably misaligned. So again, lead with the passion. If you're not, maybe look at where things may be off a little bit. Number 15, be willing to fail and mess up. As an entrepreneur, we're going to mess up. We're not going to do everything perfect. Just embrace that and be willing to fail. So there's a saying that says, fail fast and fail often. So be willing to just get back up and try again. Number 16, be resourceful. Know who to call for what. And you don't have to be everything to everybody. So that gets back to knowing what you're really good at and maybe where you need to complement or supplement your skills. And then number 17, learn to golf. And somebody said, did a man say that? And I said, actually, no. A woman entrepreneur who's very successful wrote a book about learning to golf. I would say tennis. I'm more of a tennis player. So you don't have to play golf or tennis. Find your thing where you can go out and network with people and build strategic business relationships. So these are some of the tips that I found helpful as a woman entrepreneur, and I hope they help you too. But if you need a tool that can help you organize and put your plan together as an entrepreneur, then sign up for our software now at projectmanager.com.